Well, hello, this is Drew. Thanks for joining me and hope everyone's doing well. This is my reveal video of the Tamiya 148 scale F4F-4 Wildcat. This particular aircraft was part of Fighter Squadron 41 based on the USS Ranger. And when I looked it up, I was automatically assuming that since it's a Wildcat, it's going to be a Pacific War airplane. But when I looked at it and looked it up and did a little research, I found that this was actually operating in the Atlantic on the USS Ranger sometime in the spring of 1942. And the reason we know that is because the roundels eventually, right after, I think in the summer of 1942, the Navy ordered the red dots to be taken off U.S. aircraft because it resembled the Japanese roundels too much. And so the USS Ranger and Fighter Squadron 41 would go on to participate in Operation Torch, which was of course the British and American invasion of North Africa. And those aircraft were indicated with had the yellow around this, and so this plane was pre-Operation Torch, and that's really, I don't really know a whole lot more about what the plane actually did in Operation Torch, but a little bit of history on that. And if you take a look here at some of the things that I did as far as weathering, of course gave it a wash using oil paints. A couple of just mixing some colors and giving it a grimy wash to fill in some panel lines. It's hard to tell in the video, but I did lighten up the base color and kind of just sprayed random areas where the paint would have been maybe a little bit lighter, just to give it some color variation. I built it completely out of the box. I didn't get any photo etch parts or any of those things, so the cockpit, of course, I just painted, did some dry brushing in there, put some washes in to give it a little bit of grimy look and bring out some of the recessed areas. The only thing I did do is I made some little seat belts and some shoulder harnesses, and I've never done that before, but whoops, back up here, sorry for that. And how I did those is I took some of these, and these are lead fishing weights, and they're little strips. They're like you can get them in a matchbook, and you can just they're very malleable. You can bend them, you can twist them. You can put you can give them kind of a worn fabric look just by twisting them up. You can get these at a fly fishing shop. You can also get them in a roll. So I had a couple of these that I thought, well, you know what? I bet I can do something with these besides fish with them. And because I don't really like to use them that much anymore, there's better ways to sink your line. But I digress. I just cut them off, painted them, and glued them in, and that's how I made instant seat belts. Okay. Okay. I used pastel chalks for the gun smoke. I did a little dry brushing around the engine cowling and on the propeller leading edges to give it a little bit of worn look, and where debris and things like that would scratch the surfaces. You can also see right around the leading edges of the wings. I dry brush with aluminum paint as well. Okay. And let me flip it over, and you can take a look at the bottom. Look at the landing gear. Okay. Again, pastel chalks to show the gun smoke on the bottom. And just basically using pastel chalks to give it some grime, and as well as some oil paint wash. Used oil paint to simulate some oil coming out of the cowling area, and exhaust smoke there as well on the bottom. And again, I'm pretty happy the way it turned out. And for the antenna wires, I just used a 4-pound test line, fishing line, and strung it that way, and it worked pretty well. Let's see, maybe see a little bit better inside the cockpit. Okay. All right. I want to thank everybody for watching, and if you can leave any comments or suggestions, that would be helpful to me. I appreciate it. Let's see now. All right. 1/48 scale Tamiya Wildcat. Great kit. And by the way, the prop does spin. They give you some rubber bushing that allows for the prop to spin. So that's always kind of fun. All right. Okay. There we go. Thank you. Appreciate it. Take care.